Hi there, this is taken from my monthly watchlist series. If you want to see the full thing, the link's in the description. Cheers. Nope. Apparently the title wasn't meant to be an acronym of Not of Planet Earth, but damn if that isn't a sick coincidence. Once again, Daniel Kaluuya is fantastic. He plays OJ, who is more quiet and reserved than a lot of his previous characters, but it feels justified after the death of his father and the burden of responsibility he now has to the ranch. Keke Palmer is equally good as OJ's sister Emerald, who is more fame-hungry than her brother and uses their Hollywood horse business to promote herself. Also, appearing briefly as the Hayward's father, we have horror icon Keith David. It's hard to put into words my thoughts on the film, so I'm going to do this in sections. The shoe. So perhaps the biggest question people have is, what was with the shoe? In 1998, Gordy, a chimp that stars in the sitcom Gordy's Home, becomes enraged and attacks the cast and crew. A young dupe hides under the table where he sees an impossibly balanced shoe. Best answer I've heard is that the shoe is an example of a bad miracle being exploited. Years after the attack, a grown dupe now has the shoe propped up in his secret museum, just as it was during the Gordy attack, which he now charges people to see. Dupe is attempting to turn a tragedy into a spectacle, just as he is attempting to monetize the UFO, a bad miracle itself, despite it being way more dangerous than Gordy, which he unfortunately learns the hard way. The shots inside the creature's stomach is nightmare fuel. However, Dupe himself is the product of exploitation. He's a former child star attempting to earn money off the brand recognition of a character he played as a child, as well as the taming of the monster. TMZ. The sheer irony of Logan Paul not understanding that the TMZ guy is there to represent people who want to constantly film and exploit things, regardless of how appropriate it is. His helmet is literally a mirror. I don't know how Jordan Peele could have made it more obvious that the audience is meant to sort of reflect on this character and see if they have any similar traits to him. The UFO. I really love the idea of the spaceship being a creature. That's such a cool twist on the classic UFO story. The design is similar to the iconic flying saucers from sci-fi movies of the 50s and 60s until, like the movie itself, the creature becomes something wholly new. Jordan Peele even does a bait and switch with a more typical alien invasion plot in the barn sequence. Like Gordy, it's just an animal doing what comes naturally to it. From our perspective, it's a horrifying monster, but it's just eating. Gordy can't be held responsible for the attack because he's just a chimp, and neither can the UFO. We can't judge a creature going purely off instinct with the same moral consideration we have for humans. The sheer ambivalence that the alien has towards human life is really scary. You can't reason with it, you can't tame it, as Dupe learns the hard way. It just sucks you up and digests you alive and then pukes out your blood and belongings. That sequence almost plays like a haunted house movie. Jordan Peele is very good at mixing in his different influences. When OJ walks through the aftermath, Hoyt van Hoytma's cinematography is beautiful, as it is throughout the film. In many ways, Nope is a story of filmmaking, about the best cameras to use, about the need for collaborators who can bring something new to the project. I love how proactive the Hayward siblings are. They both use their knowledge of horses to their advantage and have a goal that they set out to achieve, to get that Oprah shot and get rich off it, and that's what propels the plot forward. But the characters progress as they battle the UFO, and in the end, Emerald has moved past the desire for instant fame, as she gets the Oprah shot as the news reporters appear, but ignores them in search of OJ. Unlike Antlers, the cinematographer with the impossibly deep voice, who sacrifices himself to get the shot. There are a few shots in the trailer that aren't in the final theatrical cut. I've heard mention of this guy being a stalker, and I don't remember seeing this crab in the film. I really hope there's a full director's cut or deleted scenes on the home release, as I am desperate to see more of this story. We as audiences have been lucky to have some fantastic original films this year, and Nope is another to add to the list.